Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Deathedge's Wrestling Corner. Now first off, I must give a apology. For you see, I did not get around to watching SmackDown. Don't get me wrong, I tried to watch it, but the thing is I had a little bit too much going on yesterday. So what ended up happening was I couldn't catch enough that I myself would justify giving a recap for it. So in the description box and also on my blog, I will leave a link to a website that did give a good recap of last night's SmackDown. Again, my apologies. I will try not to let this happen again, but just go to the link if what you really want is a SmackDown recap, and you will get one. But of course, by now, since I'm recording today, I'm pretty sure anyone who was honestly looking for a SmackDown recap has seen one. Anyway, I want to apologize to the people who viewed, for the people who have actually been listening to me. And I noticed that my last video got 10 more views than usual, so woo! Yeah, getting a fan base, maybe. Anyway, I began thinking, what would be a good thing to do today? And Saturday, I want to do something a little bit special. I don't want to really look at wrestling news or a wrestling show, because there's not really a wrestling show to look at on Saturdays. I want to look at wrestling-related merchandise. This can be action figures, comic books, or of course, the subject of today, video games. Licensed wrestling video games have become great. I mean, you got WWE 12, SmackDown vs. Raw, the SmackDown games. On the N64, you got the old WCW and WWF games made by THQ. But then also on the N64, you got the ones that were published by Acclaim. Oh, my lord, Acclaim. For years, they plagued the video game world with wrestling titles that ranged from either downright horrible to mediocre. And it all started with the game that I will be talking about today, WWF Wrestlemania for the NES, the first licensed wrestling game for the NES. I do believe. I don't think WCW Super Brawl Wrestling got released first. Now, I also do know for a fact that this is not technically the first WWF video game made, because I believe I have read that this disc-based game, which was basically just a wrestling simulator, a lot like the ones that you can find online where you pick the moves from a selected move list, I do know that that was released on, I believe, the Commodore 64. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I haven't been doing too much research. I'm trying to name this stuff off the top of my head, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'll leave any corrections in the description and on my blog. Anywho, I hate this game. I don't just hate it. I don't hate it for the same reason I think a lot of people hate it. In fact, I've heard it be called the worst wrestling game. The worst video game ever, and I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Don't get me wrong, it is bad. But there are a lot of games worse. There are even a couple wrestling games that are worse than the one I'm covering today. Just to name one, and I will be getting to this later because the review that I've already did of it on my YouTube channel, I've never even finished, and I don't think I was going to do it justice anyway. WCW Backstage Assault is, in my opinion, the worst wrestling game ever, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're here to talk about WrestleMania for the NES. Now, what I need to say is that when people heard that a wrestling game was going to come out on Nintendo in the 80s, late 80s granted, the wrestling market was starting to, the chinks in the armor, I believe, were starting to get ready to show at this point, so the popularity was beginning to decline. But this was wrestling in the 80s. This was a highly anticipated game. This game should have been great, and there are pro wrestling games on the NES that were released before this one that were better. Pro Wrestling for the NES, a generically named title, one of the black box sport titles, were better than this. Now, this was after WrestleMania 3. This was after WrestleMania 4. This was when the wrestling market was on top of the world. It was released in 1989. And, oh, Lord. Well, you know, I can't really explain what's wrong with the game unless I play it. So, I'm going to get the footage ready. And we're going to get this bad boy started right. Alright, here we are. We're about to get started with WrestleMania. Now, I'm sorry, it took me a little while to get the setup going, so I'm not sure if you can even hear the music now, but I'm trying to keep it up to where hopefully you can hear both my voice and the music. This might become problematic, but right off the bat, what you should notice is the music is surprisingly good. It's a headbanging jam right there. And all of them are good. All of them. There are a couple issues I'm going to point out throughout this. But first, let's talk about the good stuff. If my start button will work. Oh boy, this is a good start. This might be a blooper reel later. Hold on. So, once you figure out what was going on, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna admit it. My controller was fritzing out. So look, you do actually have multiplayer capabilities. You can go up to 6 players, and you can do a tournament mode. So yeah, that's kinda cool. Sadly, there's no like tag team mode, but you know what? That's overlookable. Seeing how this is the first licensed game, and plus a lot of them were honestly tag team oriented, so it's kind of a breath of fresh air to be able to go mono el mono. I'm going to be playing one match with each character, pointing out sprite faults and a couple other things. So, oh yeah, you can pick your name, and for some reason Real American's playing in the background now. Awesome. Yeah, my name for this first one's gonna be Abe, and I promise you, okay, App. And I promise you, I'm probably not gonna get very far through any of these, because right off the bat, I'm gonna say one bad thing right off the bat, because you guys need to know this. If you want to have any hope enjoying this game, unless you somehow still have the manual, you're gonna have to go to GameFAQs, because every character has a certain pinning combination. Luckily, most of them are just up, down, A, or up, down, B, or B, up, down, or something. But still, they have very distinct combinations for the pins, and that can be very annoying. So yeah, my first play, I'm going to be Ted DiBiase. I figured, you know, you would think that Hogan would be the first one, wouldn't you? But yeah, I'm going to be the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, with Bam Bam, and I'm going to be taking on Bam Bam Bigelow. By the way, the managers mean nothing. I don't really get why they included that. But alright, first looking over Ted DiBiase. Now, you see, his sprite's okay, even though he does look kind of chunky. Now, to this game's credit, the wrestlers do have certain moves that they do. No one has like the same moves or anything. One thing you will learn quick though is that the AI, well, sometimes it is very smart, but a lot of the times it is flat out stupid. I don't really know what the deal with Bam Bam's theme is, but we'll get into that when we actually talk about Bam Bam. Right now we're talking about Ted. Now, there is no finisher, so don't even bother trying to lock in the $1 Million Dream. Wow, the AI is smarter than usual. A lot of the time, it'll just wander around like I'm kind of doing. Now, look, hold on, listen. This is Ted's theme. In case you can't tell what that is. Let me try to give you a little help here. Girls in cars. Girls in cars. Girls in cars. Girls in cars. Yeah, didn't know Ted was in Strike Force, did you? That's because he wasn't. Makes me wonder if Tito Santana Rick Martel were actually supposed to be in the game, but for whatever reason were yanked. Oh lord, I'm probably about to lose. I'll try not to take as much time with other people. Oh, and I will be honest, I love this theme. The music again is great. Hearing the 8-bit versions of wrestling themes is the best thing this game's for. By the way, anyone else notice that the first count goes ridiculously fast? Alright, let me go ahead and give you guys a listen to Bam Bam's theme. Did he ever use anything remotely close to that? Anyway, on to the next one. I'll use Bam Bam here, so my name will be Bam. You know, like Emerald. So, let's see. Bam Bam, and we will be taking on the Honky-Tonk Man. Yeah, this is going to be embarrassing. By the way, I'll try to see if I can't do it, but Bam Bam can actually do a cartwheel. Oh, and his sprite looks... it looks okay. The flames look kinda lackluster, but that's just the NES for you. Looks unusually pink, though. And see, look, watch. Well, he doesn't want to be stupid for me. See, he'll just wander around. You could seriously run away from him for hours and probably get away with it. But I'm not here to take an hour, so... Oh, Lord. By the way, if you have a turbo controller, you can just do you can just sort of... Yeah, you can keep headbanging with a lot of the characters, but Bam Bam's the one who primarily does the headbutt. When you start getting pink, you're supposed to get more power, but good luck using it, because I'm not going to lie, this game, with how stupid the AI is, it's amazing how hard it can be. Unless you use a certain character, and anyone can guess who that character is, but I'll tell you later. Oh, that is a power-up. That was Honky Tonk Man's, but over on the top of the screen, power-ups run by. But you rarely get it when you really need it anyway. Oh. Let me try to set it up here, but it is impossible for them to attack you going up or down. I'm sorry I couldn't demonstrate it there. I'll try to demonstrate it next match. Yeah, it congratulates itself on beating you two. That's even worse. Here's Honkies. Sticking back, I'm going to town with a pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm really into that, but seriously, this is the only thing that saves this game from being the worst wrestling game in my book. Just to be honest, because unlike Backstage Assault, which has no redeemable qualities, this game has a pretty awesome redeemable quality. Even if it has a tendency to play that theme music while you're getting your butt kicked, which just adds further insult to injury. Alright, next... I'm gonna be... I probably can't even fit it. I was hoping to fit in Colonel, but... Oh well. Because next I'm gonna be the Honky Tonk Man. And we'll be taking on, oh yeah, the Macho Man. Now, I need to say something about Honky Tonk Man's ring attire here. I mean, his sprite here. Doesn't he kind of look like Hitler with Elvis hair? Seriously, just look at that. It looks like he has the mustache and everything. Then again, it could just be... It might... Bleh. I think it's supposed to look like that goofy expression he has on his face in his picture, but... It just looks like 8-bit Elvis Hitler to me. Yeah, I'll probably lose quickly. Honky is a bit of a sucky character. Which is weird, because I think this is during his long Intercontinental title run. But yeah, see, they cannot attack you when they're going up or down. You can only attack from the sides, which is another flaw this game has. And let's see if I can actually come back here. Yeah, I'm sure you all know what's happening here. Oh, power up, power up! No! Come on, pin me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, good. Come on. Come pin me. Or let me get up at least. Yeah, congratulations, Macho Man. You finally figured out how to pin me. Still, R.I.P. 8-bit, that theme's awesome. Oh, you know, this is what they played when Baby Mario graduated. You know that's what they played when 8-bit Mario graduated. Let's see. Next, I guess I'll be, I don't know, Dan. Yeah, my name's Dan, everybody. No offense to all the Dans of the world. So, let's see. Macho Man, Randy Savage versus, oh, Lord. Andre is the second best character in the game. So, I know I'm going to lose this match. Randy Savage, I think, is supposed to be, like, the fastest. So, we're heading into some of the better characters. That being said, I can't really notice if he really is the fastest character or not, because the fact is, no one moves that fast. In fact, Andre looks like he's just as fast as I am. Oh, and I have no comment on Macho Man's sprite, because it's really the NES's... I mean, it's not really anyone's fault. I don't think it's possible to make Macho Man's ring gears with NES graphics. Although the sunglasses are still a little stupid looking, but again, NES. The graphics all in all are okay. It's just not... I mean, there are NES games with better graphics, but I don't think you can really bash the graphics. It's just some of the sprites don't look right. Actually, when I get to Hulk Hogan, he's the one that I have to point out the biggest flaw with. Although, Andre almost looks green there. That's kind of a problem, too. But it's still not as bad as Hulk's, because I think... Because if he was black, then it... Well, I don't know why they didn't just give him a black singlet. Oh, and Andre's team doesn't seem right either. It doesn't even fit him. Not even remotely. At least Bam Bam's kind of makes sense because he was a face. That sounds like Uber face music, but I'm pretty sure... Well, it could have been shortly after Andre's face turn. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was probably made when he was a heel, even if it is, so... I'll be Edie or something. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, so let's keep going down. We're about to have a WrestleMania 3 rematch as Andre the Giant takes on the immortal Hulk Hogan, and he is, of course, the best character in this game. He's the guy who, if you suck at this game, you need to be using. Andre is okay, but just look at Hogan. What's wrong? Holy crap. Yeah, Hulkster did that all the time. A flying karate kick off the top rope. By the way, doesn't Andre kind of look like an 8-bit Hagar from, I think it's Final Fight? Weird. Or Kings of Fighters. I definitely know he's from King of Fighters, but I know he's from a spin-off series of that game, so... Hold up. Come on. Come on, Andre. I could actually win this if I get it right. Come on. Come on! By the way, look. It's playing Hulk Hogan's music even though he's getting his butt kicked. Well, was getting his butt kicked. Okay, it's done playing his music because I'm getting my butt kicked now. And I've lost. Is that a... Wait a minute, is that a foot? Oh, come on, come on. No! Well, oh, and... Yeah, it's pretty epic. So next we're going to have a match that should have happened at... that a lot of people thought would happen at WrestleMania 4. My name's going to be Fool here because I'm a fool for thinking I could actually win at this game. Hulk Hogan versus the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. This match probably should have happened, but at some point. I think it probably did, but not at Mania. It should have been at Mania. But I just can't get over Hogan in red tights. But just look. Look how easy it is to win with Hogan. See, all you have to do is get him into the ropes and then just begin kicking. And eventually, you're bound to win as long as you know how to pin with Hogan. Or as long as you don't allow the computer to turn you around. That's the one weapon computers have against Hogan. They can turn him around and mess you up. But if you're Hulk Hogan, you pretty much will win. Once I figure out how to pin, I'll win. There it is! Yes! Yeah. What? Oh, come on. Oh boy. It's up, down, and B, by the way. Or up, down, and A, I mean. I think. Oh, heck. There, yeah. Up, down, and B. Or A, or... I don't know. It's up, down, and something. But yes! I managed to win a match on this game. I am proud of myself, but nonetheless, this game sucks. Sure... It has a couple redeemable qualities, but it's not enough to say that this game is anything above... It's not even mediocre. It's just a crummily made game, and even though, again, I will say it is not the worst game ever, it is by far the most disappointing. Now, I'm going to pause the recording. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to lose this match on purpose with Hogan. But there is a reason for it. But I'm going to give you guys a warning. If you don't want to hear me sing again, you need to turn off the... You need to just stop now. And I understand if you do. This is Deathedge. Not really signing off, but you're abandoning me, so... Actually, yeah, I'm going to pause the recording because this is going to take an eternity. You're looking in the mall for a really cool game to play. You see WrestleMania for the NES. This game sucks. This game sucks. This game sucks. This game sucks. This is Deathedge apologizing for the butchering of that cover, and I am signing off. Oh, and for the record, you didn't see anything about the recording stuff.